Part of what I'm showing you here is how I go about writing code. And you don't have to do it this way, but you might find this is a useful way to start off at least. So I've written some tests, and now I'm going to write the code to satisfy those tests. If I want to pass the first test, I can simply say, if the word is equal to you, I could return y'all. That will pass the very first test. And if I write nothing else, then the Python will return the value none for this. And so let's just run this and just try to pass the first test. So we're still failing the overall test because we failed the second assertion. But you see that now the first assertion works. And now it's passing in the capital U, and it's expecting to get back capital y'all, and it's not. So I could just be very naive and I could say, well, elif the word is equal to you, capital U, return y'all, like that. And now I can run my test again. And now I'm passing both of those, or passing. But now I'm failing on fishing and fishing. So already, though, I'm not very happy with this. I've got some problems here with a lot of duplicated code. I could certainly write this a lot better. You know, for one thing, I could lowercase this word, right? I could lower that, and then I only have to compare it to the lowercase version. But the problem is that I would, if I wrote it like this, I would always be returning y'all lowercase, and that would fail. That would fail my test. Let's verify. Yes, it would fail the second one there. So I could, you know, for instance, say word zero plus that. So whatever is the first character, and then y'all, the all part after that. So if I run that, that works. So that's a slightly shorter way to write this. I'd like to show you a way to write this using a regular expression because I think it's a little more elegant. I can say, let's see, I want to make sure that I follow along here. I'm showing you here how I do that, but I want to use a match here where I'm going to specify a character class that includes both the lower and the uppercase Y. It's another way of writing this, and it's fairly elegant. So I can say if the regular expression matches to the word that we're looking for, and we're using a regular expression that includes the lowercase y and the uppercase y. It doesn't matter what order they're in. It's a character class. So if this, and we're using the RE match, so that, as you see here, it says try to apply the pattern at the start of the string, which is what we want. We want to look at the beginning of the word and say, does it start with either of these characters followed by OU? Then we want to return, well, this is going to be the problem. We want to do the same thing here where we want to return whatever is the first part of the word. So, you know, we could do that again, copy this, and we could paste that. And that would be kind of a brute force way of doing this. But it would be better, what I'd like to show you here is that I could capture this. So in a group, in the parens to group, and I'll put this into a match object. I'll say, because that may not match, but I can say if there is a match, then what I want is to use the match object dot group one. And so let's go back and look at this. I'm trying to apply this regular expression starting with y or y followed by OU to this word. And if that matches, I want to capture whatever is that character, and I'm going to capture it by putting parentheses around it. So, and since that's the first set of parentheses that I've introduced, I can get that with group one. So let's see if that fails or passes. So that is another way of writing that first test. So, and that uses a regular expression. So that is the, I'll call that the U match, because I'm also going to try to see if it matches something that looks like ing. And let's talk about that in the next video.